Hi, I am going to teach you today how to do some very basic analysis that is required for a number of the problems that you're going to do on the Math Olympiad. Not just on the Math Olympiad, but it rules for the rest of your life in terms of smart number sense. So what we're going to learn in this series is how to specifically figure out whether a number is divisible by another number. So, for example, how to know if by looking at a number if it's divisible by 3 or divisible by 9 or divisible by 11. This video specifically is going to focus on the rules for 3 and 9. There's going to be some other videos that are going to focus on some of the other rules. If you know the 3 and 9 rules, don't bother watching this one. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet. So let's move on to our Notability work pad where we're going to be doing all of our work. Okay. Let's start. The two rules that we're going to work on today are specifically going to be divisibility by 3 and divisibility by 9. Okay, so the rule is, and then I'll teach you the rule and then we'll work some examples. So the rule is a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. Well, what does that mean? Well, the number 12 is divisible by 3 because I can add the sum of its digits. 1 plus 2, the sum means addition, equals 3. So if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3. So 12 is divisible by 3 because 3 is divisible by 3. Okay, let's look at some bigger numbers. Well, 345, is that divisible by 3? Well, it's hard to just look at it and know, so what we can do is use our trick. 3 plus 4 plus 5 equals 12. And we know that 12 is divisible by 3, so 345 is divisible by 3. Is 1,491, is that divisible by 3? Well, let's do our trick. 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 1, well, that's 15. Well, is 15 divisible by 3? Well, I know it is. But if I didn't, I could just keep going and do, well, 1 plus 5 is 6. And so I could look at either 15, which is divisible by 3, or I could keep going and get down to 6. And I know that 6 is divisible by 3. Why don't you pause the video right now and see if you can decide whether 111,111,111, is that divisible by 3? I will do the work, but pause it, try it, and go. Okay, well, I hope you've tried it. And, well, we can just look at this pretty quickly and say, well, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus, well, that equals 9. If we add all those digits together, and we know 9 is divisible by 3. So 111,111, that is divisible by 3. So all of these numbers are divisible by 3. Finally, I want you to try this number. And this one you may need to do 2 sets of additions. But give this a try on your own, and then I'll do the work for you. So pause the video and give it a try. Okay, we're back now, so let's give it a go. Well, let's add all these numbers together. The way I'm going to add them is I'm just going to kind of add them in groups and then add the numbers together at the end to see what it equals. So, because you can add numbers in any order and any groupings, and we know that the sum will always be the same. So 9 plus 7 is 16 plus 6 is 22. 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 5 is 11. And 6 plus 7 plus 8 is 13 plus 8 is 21. So 22 and 11, 33 plus 21 equals 54. Well, we know that 54 is divisible by 3, but just in case we didn't, we could say, well, 5 plus 4 is 9. So we can keep going with our rule. So we did our rule by adding all the digits together. We got 54, and then we kept going. And so we added those digits together a second time, and we came up with 9. So the number 976,245,678 is divisible by 3 by our rule of divisibility. Okay? So the rule of 9, divisibility by 9, is almost the same as the divisibility by 3. But let's see where it's a little bit different. A number is divisible by 9 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 9. Okay, all right. Well, 1 plus 8 equals 9. Well, 9 is divisible by 9, so 18 is indeed divisible by 9. Let's try another one. 999. Well, 9 plus 9 plus 9 equals 27, and 27 is divisible by 9. 27 divided by 9 is 3. So 999 is divisible by 9. Let's do another one. Well, let's look at that same number, 100 that we used in the 3 example. Well, if it's divisible by 3, it might also be divisible by 9. Well, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. If you sum all these digits, it equals 9. So that number is also divisible by 9. Why don't you give 345,123 a try on your own? Okay, I assume you've tried it out because you guys are all studly math Olympiad athletes. So let's see. Well, 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 12, and 1, 2, and 3 is 6. That equals 18, and 18 is divisible by 9. All right, so all of these numbers are divisible by 9 by the rule of divisibility by 9. Hey, give this last one a try, and we can use the same rule on the last one that we used on the rule of 3. If you add all these numbers together and you get a number that's kind of big, you can look at that number and then again add those digits together. And if those digits are divisible by 9, then the number is divisible by 9. So I'm going to let you give this a go. So pause the video, give it a try, and then come back. All right, I assume you gave it a try. Well, let's try adding all these numbers together. Well, I'm going to add them in groups again and then see what happens. 9, 1, and 2 is 12. 9, 7, and 7. 16 plus 7 is 23. 0, 2, and 5 is 7. 7, 8, and 6 is 15 plus 6, 21. Now you know I can regroup these numbers, and let's group these smartly. So I like grouping these numbers together when I add them. And then I'm going to group these numbers together when I add them. And then I'm going to put 12 at the end. Why did I do that? Stop the video and think about why I grouped them like that, and I'll give you a hint. All right, I hope you're back and you figured it out. Well, 9 plus 21 is easy. That's 30. And 23 plus 7 is easy because that's 30. And 12. And I can add these numbers super easy. And I get 72. So if I add all these numbers together, I get 72, which I know is divisible by 9. But if I wanted to keep going, I could keep going. I could say, well, 7 plus 2 equals 9, which is also divisible by 9. So I could have stopped here. But just in case, I could keep going and get down to a number that's really easy to know if it's divisible by 9. And I appreciate all the good work that you guys have done. When I get excited about work that is done by you guys, that's right, I like to throw down what I call a happy cat. And I do a happy cat, and I put him down, and I spin him around, and I let him go. Whoops. Yeah. There we go. Happy Cat's doing his thing. Glad you joined me for this video, and we're going to get on to some more rules of divisibility, and you can look those up on your